How about they do a catchweight fight so no one has to worry about, oh, GSP winning the title and then vacating it and retiring again? You do a legacy fight at 163 pounds. Tell me why I'm crazy that this couldn't work.
You know, I could tell you the conversations that I was involved with Khabib and his father, and they were always to defend the title at 155 with GSP as the legacy fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see that changing in Khabib's mind, though it could. Anything's possible when we hit that road. But like you said, first, we have to take care of Justin, and we can't, you know, we can't look too forward because
Sure.
Justin's a real threat, as real as they come, you know. And but I think that if everything is according to what the conversations were all about, that won't happen. It'll be at 155 if George wants that scenario. If not, I'm not so sure. I think that the possibility of maybe, you know, Tony versus McGregor, if they can put that fight on, and the winner of that would get the winner of Justin and Khabib. You know, although the George thing is all great and dandy, but I think that Khabib's got it in his mind that it has to be at 155. Now, things could change, but from my, you know, remembering of the conversation, it's going to be a no.
Is there an optimal weight for Khabib to fight GSP?
Yeah, 155. That's
Okay.
the weight. Yeah, and it's definitely in our advantage. GSP's never been there. But if that situation happens and GSP accepts the fight, that's because he knows he can perform 100%. Otherwise, GSP won't take it. If you follow his career like most of us have, he doesn't make dumb decisions. He does not.
Yeah.
Maybe the only decision he made was underestimating Matt Serra.
Yeah.
That might be his only screw up, really. You know, I mean, when he first lost the first one in the UFC, that was kind of like, you know, young, you know, and not really understanding. But the Matt Serra one would be the one that I would say that was a real screw up on his head. That's my opinion.
Before you came on, I was watching your old fights and stuff, and I was watching the most recent one, and it was the calf kick that really, like, took him out. And I was, in my head, I was like, I kind of want Cheeto to kick me in the calf. I don't. But I'm like, how does it hurt that bad? I'm like, my sister's kicked me in the calf before. Like, I didn't fall over.
This is like, I'm putting, like, this is how I think. It sounds stupid, but every time I'm throwing a kick, I'm telling myself, break your leg on his leg. And then it works. All of a sudden works.
Oh my God.
But then look, what happened in this last fight is like basically if somebody punch you, like somebody punch you and you don't get KO, you just took it.
Yeah.
But sometimes somebody punch you and you went out cold, you're sleeping. You know, he kicked me in the leg and then I kick him back, but looks like my leg was stronger and I hit him in the right spot because I hit right behind the knee. There's no meat there.
Yeah.
So that nerve shut down.
Yeah.
And then after that, his leg was just wobbled, and then, you know.
What's your favorite, like, move? Like, do you like kicking? What's your is specialty the right word? Like, what do you enjoy the most or want to do when you fight?
Start being a jiu-jitsu guy with a lot of kicks. I would take proud on my kicks are pretty strong. And then, but then lately I've been working my boxing with a really good coach. So now I'm putting it together. Now I'm able to punch to kick. Before it was just like I was kind of like slapping to kick.
Yeah.
Now I can sit down and like crack you. So the best feeling is crack you with a punch, and then when you cover up, don't see the kick coming.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking sweet because it hurts.
You want guys, and this was the problem that I saw with Rakic in this fight tonight. There were moments that he could have done things as far as fighter IQ that would have been very smart. And instead, he didn't do those things. He maintained position and stayed safe and just won the rounds, and that's okay. But these are your chances to put guys, you don't put Anthony Smith away.
Yeah.
He's a tough dude, man. He's been a tough dude his whole career. So if you can put him away, that's saying a lot. And when you get that opportunity, you got to be smart and say, oh, I've got him hurt. He went to the ground off of those leg kicks. I want to make him stand back up on those legs so I can hit it again. Don't play into what he wants to do. Fight the way you want to fight. But other than that, I mean, if that's a criticism and it's not, it's a minor criticism, he looked really good.
Yeah, I think I think he felt maybe the power wasn't the same. Like when they got on the ground, I think he physically felt danger of the strength of Anthony Smith. Anthony's strong, physically strong, tough, but you could just tell, like I said, the stature between the two of them. He was just a lot bigger than Anthony. I mean, they said they were the same height. I was like, it didn't seem like it when they were standing face to face. Like Paul Felder said, it says these guys are the same height, but they don't look it. And they didn't look it on TV either. You know, Rackett looked a lot bigger than Anthony Smith. My thing is Anthony coming off of you know, a pretty nasty fight with Glover Teixeira, and the confidence probably not being what it should have been, and then having a fight like this and losing this one. He kind of think needs to go back to the drawing board and regroup, refocus. Look, I'm no way am I gonna knock him. I just feel like when I watched his intro, when they were doing he's spending a ton of time with family. He's doing, you know, and he's a real family man. He's with his wife and his kids, and I love seeing that type of stuff. But I also see sometimes too fighters that get comfortable with being in that lifestyle, and it's hard. I gotta tell you, I have friends, man. It's hard for them to say goodbye to their kids to go train every single time they need to. It's hard for them to go and travel somewhere else to go and train. That's why a lot of fighters get away from all that to go somewhere else. Now, I don't know if he travels or if he stays where he needs to be for his camps, but he just seems like a really, really good person. You know, and
great guy.
I get the feeling and the vibe that it's like he loves being with his wife, he loves being with his kids, and that I think now, he said, like, the kids are getting older, he's finally gotten into this, like, this is how I want to be. And maybe it's a mindset, maybe it's something, I don't know. And I'm only saying this because he's coming off 2 losses. If he was having 2 wins, I wouldn't be saying shit. I'd be like, hey, you know. But I can say that I've seen fighters that after they've had kids, their demeanor changes, the way they train in the room changes, the way that they approach fights changes, everything changes. And so I hope this is a short-lived losing streak for him.
The heavyweight division got very interesting as soon as Stipe and Cormier got done, because for the first time in a meaningful period of time, it was now contender season. I mean, that division was locked up between Stipe and Cormier. Then it was locked up between Stipe and Cormier again. Then it was locked up between Stipe and Cormier a third time. So there just wasn't a lot of opportunity. I mean, this is what your life dream is, and you're putting everything on hold and sacrificing. You got to have a little bit of motivation. You got to see light at the end of the tunnel. And now all of a sudden, you don't again. You don't again because Stipe versus Ngannou is next. By the way, doesn't have a date. And if you get the calendar out for the year, it doesn't look like that's going to be able to happen this year. So let's say you do it early next year, January, February, probably a pretty good guess. Once that gets done, Stipe or Ngannou is not going to be in the ring the next time, which appears to be with John Jones, until this time next year, which means if you become the top contender, you're not going to have a crack at it until roughly 2022. Now, I lay that out because as dark as that may sound, you're wrong. You're wrong. And if everybody else in that division falls for that, you've got an opportunity. There will never be a time in this industry where you will get more opportunity faster than being ready. If you are ready, if you are within striking distance of weight, if you are within striking distance of in shape, and you are ready to go on short notice, the skies will part. At some point in your career, every single one of you, mark my words, at some point in your career, the skies will part. And you will be so grateful to your own discipline, to your own coaches who didn't let you stay at home for months on end and gain weight and get out of shape. It's a very real thing. So if you are one of the heavyweights and you're at all feeling deflated today, let the other suckers choke on that.